Hello and welcome back to Wisdom Warriors. Today I'm going to talk about a beautiful plant called Hydrangea, which is also nicknamed the thirsty one. This shrub or this plant is essentially a garden shrub which has been trained to do well as a potted plant indoors for a season. And it comes in beautiful colors, many beautiful colors, one of which I have right here. Come aboard and find out why this plant is nicknamed the thirsty one. Hydrangeas are native to Asia and they do very well in tropical countries. Here in the UK, they bloom during spring and summer, but sadly, by the end of summer, usually the flowers have died off, the leaves have wilted and fallen off, but they do come back the following spring. Now, as a potted plant, you can either just keep it in a pot indoors, or you can put it into a bigger pot and put it outdoors, and it should do really quite well. Last year, I had one which I was gifted around Easter time, and it did very well indoors. Then at the end of summer, I put it into a pot, a bigger pot outside on the balcony, and it has actually started showing signs of coming back to life. As a potted plant indoors, hydrangeas prefer bright, indirect sunlight. Now I want to spend some time talking about the watering of this plant, the thirsty one. This plant has to be checked for watering every single day. Not that it requires water every single day, but it needs to be checked every single day because you will never know when it needs water. So using a stick or a moisture meter, if you have one, check the soil every day. And if the top 1 inch of the soil is dry, then it needs watering. And it needs a lot of water when it is watered. If you don't check this plant every day for watering, it will soon let you know that it needs water. The other day I woke up and I found the plant almost half dead. Now, a lot of people who are maybe beginners or don't have much experience with hydrangeas would think that the plant is dying and they might give up on it. But actually, it was just telling me that it needs water. And this is what I saw when I got to the plant that morning. The flowers were closed up, looking very sad. The leaves were wilting and some of them were actually starting to turn brown. And so what I did was I just gave it a really, really thorough watering. And then after half an hour, this is what it looked like. The flowers were beginning to open. The leaves were stretching out. And so it is a plant that just requires water for it to come back to life if it is going down. After about an hour and a half or so, this is what it looked like. The plants, the clusters of flowers were completely open. It was back to its normal self. So this is why it is so important to check this plant every single day for watering, to keep your thirsty one thriving. With all my plants now, my indoor plants, I use tap water which has been sitting in a bottle for at least 24 hours so that the chlorine evaporates, because chlorine can harm indoor plants. And don't forget that the shrub, the hydrangea, is essentially a shrub which grows outdoors, and so it's used to rainwater and not tap water. So I'm just going to test the soil using the stick, which has come out dry without any soil sticking on it. So that means this plant needs watering. So I'm going to give it a thorough watering from the base, like that. And the water should go right through the plant so that all the roots get saturated. Wow, this one really is thirsty. It's only now that the water is starting to drip through the drainage holes. So it was really thirsty. Let's give it a little bit more on this side. Okay. So once you've watered it thoroughly, like that, it can go back into its tray. Let all the water drip out. All the water drip out into this tray here. These supermarket trays come in really handy for myself as a keen gardener. So it goes back into its tray, into its saucer, and that'll do for today, and it won't need any watering for another 2 or 3 days. So I will keep checking to see how it's doing. Now, you can see some new clusters beginning to form on this plant. Beautiful new clusters. There's another one there. There's another one here. So as long as this plant is watered correctly when it needs water and placed in the right position with bright light, it will do really well. I'm really pleased with this plant. Very pleased with it. I'm just going to tidy up the plant now by doing a little bit of deadheading. So I'm just going to remove some of the dry leaves that have fallen into the pot. So that's there. There's another one there. Another one there. That. Oh, there's quite a few. I think this might have happened during those few hours that it didn't have any water when I found it half dead the other day. That's how sensitive it is. That's quite a few leaves that have died. So you can see why it is so essential to keep this plant well watered, because it loves moisture. So that's my hydrangea looking nice and attractive once again. Many people treat indoor hydrangeas as temporary gifts for a season, for a couple of months, and then by the end of the summer, they're gone. But once the flowers fade indoors, you can always put them outdoors in a bigger pot and in a shady area. I think if they're in a shady area, as long as they're getting light and they're well watered, they should do well. If you have tried this in the past, please let me know in the comment section. I would be really interested to know how that went for you. I hope this tutorial has been helpful. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about it. In my experience with potted hydrangeas, watering is key to helping them bloom and thrive really well indoors. Feel free to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed my video. Also, please subscribe if you haven't done so, and share the video. And I will see you in my next video Bye for now.